without saying thank you so much for coming to our volunteer certificate presentation by the Mayor of Croydon. So at the very beginning, I'd like to say welcome to the Mayor of Croydon, Councillor Humayun Kabir, who's continuously done his work throughout COVID, and now that we're relaxing the lockdown situation, we can do a little bit more face-to-face, so it's lovely to have you back.
Thank you.
And you were here a couple of so this was really instigated around the Mayor's endeavour to give out as many certificates as he could to people who are doing really hard work throughout COVID. And I'm Ima, the CEO of the Asian Resource Centre, for those of you who don't know me. I think I know everyone in here, so we're all friends, and lately we've been working together, so I don't think I need a long introduction. What I do want to say though is about the regular work that ARCC used to do, that obviously has changed during COVID. So we're an organisation that represents the BME community, and you know we've been in, I guess we've been highlighted, haven't we, during COVID, for everything that's going on with the BME community. And we've got one of our heroes, local heroes, sitting here from the BLM campaign. But can we just say, but of course, before he became a superhero, he was one of our volunteers. So great pride in having you here today, and thank you for coming and supporting us. And thank you, all of you. And I think when I speak about the report, you'll see that I've highlighted all of you as superheroes during this crisis situation that we find ourselves unprecedented and difficult for all communities. And I think the fact that all of you are sitting here just shows the one thing that COVID has done is brought communities together, and people who usually are seen as the recipients of help in superhero movies have come out now to become the heroes and do some important work. So ARCC usually represents BME communities and gives them a platform, a voice, to get their voice heard. And do we need to get our voices heard now? Yes, ever more than before. But I do want to give a quick introduction to my colleague here, Kat, who have partnered with ARCC, even though we're the local trusted organisation for BLBG. I think we've worked in kind of different and incredibly close way, haven't we?
Yes.
Doing this. Kat, do you want to give an introduction to
Yes, certainly.
BLBG?
So, Big Local Broad Green is what this hub space is. It's a resident-led project. Emma has told me I've only got 30 seconds. I'm going to try and do 30 seconds today. If you know me, you'll know that's impossible. So yes, Big Local Broad Green is a resident-led project. The Asian Resource Centre is our local trusted organisation. So we've worked very, very closely together throughout this pandemic, and yeah, we'll continue to do so. So this is the space, and hopefully we'll be back open again soon, and you can all come and use it for the activities that you're delivering. But yeah, have a chat with Richard and I on a separate occasion about that.
Thank you. Just before I go on to talk about some of the work we've done during COVID, I want to give an introduction to a few of the really special people that are here. First of all, Raghu Shetty, who's the ARCC chair, who's come along, and thank you for coming. I know you haven't been. There's Dilly Cerulia, who is our secretary, and long-standing secretary. There's Naseem, who's actually the chair of the Big Local Broad Green, co-chair of Big Local Broad Green, support us as well. So during COVID, what have we done? We've got a few essential services that we created after speaking to our clients. One of them was this very thing, the food bank. So you can still see food stacked up, and all of you help us to put this together and make it happen. And I know some of you will be taking delivery bags when you leave today to get the food parcels to the vulnerable and the marginalised people in the community. The other thing though that you might not be aware we do is befriending calls. So I was on a call with the local strategic partnership this morning, and we spoke about the recovery stage. How do we recover from COVID, and how do we press the reset button in a way? So one of the important things is to make sure that we're doing a personalised way of easing people back into society. We've got mental health as an issue, social isolation as an issue, and just because the government will start giving food supplies out doesn't mean the food crisis will end. There are lots of people that already live under the poverty line, so it's important that we continue our service, and I look to you to help us continue as much as we can in terms of getting food supplies out to people and carrying on those befriending calls. We also did some care packs, which was really Kat's baby, because she said some people had spoken to us and said they need more than just food. Some people weren't ready, basically, to die. Not in a health way, I mean in terms of wills and estates and insurance and looking after their children, that kind of preparation. And it just came suddenly upon families. So we put together some care packs of information. So, we knew that information, advice and guidance was a massive issue. So we put together all those things to make sure we could get some concise information about local services to our residents as well. So thank you, Kat, for coming up with that. And we sent care packs out to over 100 people, I think. And you know, going forward, I think information, advice and guidance will be one of the feature projects that we continue. What else did we do? Yeah, I think those are the three main services, and of course we did do things in culturally sensitive languages. So Humayun is the brain behind our communication, so those brilliant tweets and texts and everything else that go out, and the website it's all him that does it. And Richard, yes, I'm going to introduce all my staff now, so they're all going to have to stand up and come. So you all have connection with the staff in different ways, and you'll find people calling you and asking for your support, or calling you back and saying thank you. And I mean, it goes without saying, my staff know what they mean to me, and what they mean to the organisation, and what they mean to the cause that we have. So I just want to bring them up. Richard, Kat, Humayun, you filming? See, he's still filming. Naeem. I was going to call my husband, but he's not actually working for us. So.
Yes.
I'm going to let all of them introduce themselves and their roles, so you know what they usually do outside of COVID, right?
My name is Mamun Khan. I work as the program manager for ASCC, so I oversee the delivery of the different projects that we have on the ground. I also deal with communications and marketing, as Iman said, amongst other things. Keep it short.
Hi everyone, my name is Naeem. I joined recently and I'm doing IT and admin work. So that's it for the 5 minutes.
That's it.
Right at the beginning, but I'm working my way up.
So much
Yeah.
more. Oh, me. Hi, I'm Kat. I'm the project coordinator for Big Local Broadgreen. I do a lot of the partnership working. So when funds are open, I do the due diligence. So I see lots of eyes twitching. It's me. And I talk to absolutely everybody and anybody I can find anywhere about anything.
Hi, good afternoon everybody. Thank you all for coming as well from me and from everybody. I'm Richard Tate and I manage this space. I manage the hub and I have everything to do with that.
You know, we'll be locked up for too long. It wasn't, I just did a little bit of this.
Oh, and I did want to say, it just feels really nice to have the energy of the community back in the space. That's what's really struck. It's just, it was early March that it was last this populated with people, and to have community members in here and the whole team and the volunteers, it just feels really special and magic to have people have the energy back in the space today. So yeah, thank you.
Just have to mention, the one person that's not here today is Deba, who's a part of our team as well, and she coordinates almost all the people in terms of the food bank and who's on, who's off this week. She does a lot of the befriending calls, and she's actually ahead of our finance as well. So you're recording it, so I'm going to say hi to Deborah and say we're missing you today.
Also, Lauren, who's on maternity leave
yes.
at the moment, who's also
Yes.
a member of our team.
Yeah, sorry Lauren. Hi. I hope your baby are well. She just had a baby. The other thing, just before we start the certificate ceremony, sorry to delay you, Mr. Mayor, but I'd like you and Raghu to come up and launch our COVID reports. So we've been busy collecting data and getting some conclusions from what our findings are. It's an interesting read. It's been on social media for a couple of weeks now. I do hope you have a glance at it because you guys feature in it as well. So, and we do talk a lot about volunteering and what we found works, what doesn't. So thank you for making it happen. And I'd like, if you wouldn't mind holding this one, and Raghu, if you'd come forward, so we can take a few photos just to watch our COVID report and our community survey report as well. If you'd like to hold it. Hold it this way. Take it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Read and hopefully also learning. So the next part actually is for me to introduce again our chair to say just a message, a very short message about our message to the community from ARCC around COVID time. So,
thank you very much. Your worship, me, I'm Board of Croydon, and friends, everyone here. Thank you very much for this platform. I remember one important thing is the candle and the peace. I'm supposed to talk a little bit about peace on earth and friendship and unification. The candle is so important. You must remember George Floyd died for peace. There are other two people, there are many unknown. One is Gandhi died for peace. Martin Luther died for peace. That is where we should start and think constantly. And I read, unfortunately I couldn't attend Mayor's meeting. He went around London, so many boroughs and rest of it. He's done a wonderful job for that. But this is what we ought to be thinking in terms of everything. The latest is George Floyd. Yeah, it's moved us that light can everywhere. You know, Amnesty International has one saying, I don't know where they got it. Say, if there is what I'm just cogitating, where there is peace, okay? Where there is conflict, yeah? Just light a candle and do not curse the darkness. Okay? That resolves all the problems, whether from family or from community or the nation, Syria, Iraq, everywhere. Unfortunately, that's missing. So I hope that will be our message. Thank you very much.
while we're on that topic, and you very rightly so talked about the BLM movement and George Floyd. Chris, could I ask you to come to the front? Because you've been such a big feature in all of this in your group. And if we could do a minute's silence for George Floyd and the wider movement that BLM is. And I'd of course, bring Mr. Mayor.
Can I say after the lady?
Of course.
As well as support.
If you guys can please stand together.
Sister.
Do you want to come here? Actually, you come in front of our boards. Okay, we'll have a minute's silence. Okay, thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now, we'll get to the part that what you're here for. And of course, I'd like to get Mr. Mayor to say a few words and start the certificate giving ceremony. So thank you again for coming, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Emma, for inviting me and giving this opportunity to come and speak to you and congratulate you and acknowledge your hard work during this COVID-19. Now, I'm pleased to say that Croydon at this very moment is quite safe. It doesn't mean that we are going to be behaving recklessly. We still maintain our social distancing, and I'm very pleased to see here that we are doing it here as a good example. And we should be wearing masks, like a good example of Bushetti and bad example of the mayor. I came, so I got in my car, but I got so many of you with good masks, so I joined the bigger group. Okay, now Leicester in an awkward situation now. It's another town that we have so many relatives and connection with Croydon. It's a similar type of town. Actually, it's Leicester, very diverse. And unfortunately they're on the lockdown. While for last 3 weeks, Croydon is very lucky in that sense. We don't have any COVID-related death in last 3 weeks. And luckily, we don't have any COVID positive testing in Croydon. And luckily, there are hardly anybody in Croydon University Hospital with COVID. There were few, but I'm sure by now they have gone home. So in that case, I like to close the people of Croydon with a big clap. We like to remind and we like to pay respect to those families who lost their loved one in COVID. I think it's about 500 deaths in around Croydon and in Croydon, which is a big, and it's sad to know that the majority of the death came from BME community, and it's clearly that BAME and BME community are in an awkward situation because they are usually in the front line. They are working in the buses, they are working in hospital, they are working in retail market, and government in a certain places failed to give them proper PPE, and there are a lot of legal battles will be going on at the moment between families and the governments and authorities who fail to provide PPEs and proper adequate protection. So that's another story, but our heart goes out to those families who really lost their loved one in the country, but particularly in Croydon. In COVID situation, what happened was, where is a good driver? That driver, when he sees the problem or where he or she want to reach somewhere, they find ways to be there, isn't it? And that's what happened with ARCC. Because we have a good driver, we have good leadership here, management committee and volunteers and office managers. They were not really needed to tell what to do. They found their ways to support the community, and I think they deserve a big round of applause from Croydon Council. And they managed to attract people, friends, supporters from wider community, and that shows that KRCC, although name is A, mean Asian, they are working for the community, and I really commend you for bringing the community together and bringing and service and volunteers from wider community, and that's how we work in Croydon. If you look at other organizations, you working to other organizations, we have the almost similar model where it works. And because Croydon is a diverse borough, and we don't group ourselves as individual community, we work together. Okay, and this is the motto of the council, this is the motto of ARCC and other umbrella organizations. So I'm delighted to come, and I'm here and I see all the almost 80% the known faces. That is because I have met you before. I have met you at CVA at the day, I think, or was it here? Okay, I've seen you somewhere, you know. So that's good news and good show that, you know, people they're working for wider community in partnership with different organizations, and it is a good practice that we support each other, and in time of need we take our jacket off and get on with packing and delivering. I did a few, I almost every week I volunteer for BBSC every Sunday with their food bank because particularly reason is that it is in my ward, yeah, and it's much easier for me because I'm part of that center as well. So I go and support them wherever I can. Occasionally I popped in here, I popped into other food banks. I think I have almost covered 80% of food banks in Croydon, and I really thank them, and I'm visiting 2 tomorrow as well. So there are about 7, 8, 10 food banks are really active, yeah, they're really busy in different part of the borough. And I'm pleased that, you know, we and some of them know each other, and that's good. Some of them know what you're doing and they get your help at some point, so that's even better. And yeah, so that's great. Without further ado, I'm going to take and offer the recognition to the certificates, and is it cash involved there?
I should be giving that. You don't have to touch it. But I think, okay, you give the certificate for
Thank
the
you.
event. This is the first person recording up.
Right, Rennie. Thank you. Yeah, usually if there was no COVID problem, this would have been done in a bigger hall. All of the management committee of the trustee, RCC study would have been here. So I like to, although they are not here, please convey my thanks to them for their continued hard work, and especially the secretary, she's here. So thank you, Dilly, and let everyone know that, you know, we miss them, and hopefully we'll catch up, yeah, in a better atmosphere in future. Yeah?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to echo that and just say that I'm looking forward to when we can all sit down, have a cup of tea and cake together, and I feel like I've made some friends. So the volunteers here, I'm pretty sure that I'll continue working with long after COVID, and I'm really grateful for that. So thank you for being part of it and giving your time and energy. And in times where it was really challenging and we was isolated, you being here and being a friend and helping not only made a difference to the community, it made a difference to us. And I'm really, really grateful for that. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Someone we haven't thanked is Ima, who's done a great job for ARCC. Can we give her a big round of applause?